I have exciting news for you. From the week of December 5th until the 15th, you will have the opportunity to win an all access lifetime membership pass to the personal development school to give yourself the gift of healthy relationships this holiday season. We will be selecting 5 lucky winners to receive special prizes. And all you need to do is to be subscribed to our YouTube channel, like this video, and then click the link in the description and register your email in order to be entered to win. There are also bonus points for those who comment below on how a lifetime membership to our school could really benefit them or impact their lives. So make sure you check your email on December 16th to see if you win. Again, we'll have 5 winners that get all sorts of different access and prizes to PDS. And if you don't hear back from us, please don't worry. Everyone who enters will also still receive a small gift from myself and the personal development school as a thank you for being a valuable member of the PDS community. And all of the details are listed in the description of this video below. Best of luck. So, as we know, fearful avoidant attachment styles and anxious preoccupieds can tend to people please, especially early on in relationships. Anxious preoccupieds, they may tend to people please throughout the course of a relationship, and fearful avoidants will tend to go through these cycles of people pleasing and then feeling like they're eventually taken advantage of because they're people pleasing and not expressing their own needs and boundaries, and then feeling frustrated, resentful, and then finally setting boundaries, but often from a place of anger, which then causes conflict and can then lead them to feel guilty later on if they said harsh things and sort of revert back to this whole repeated cycle of being like, now I feel guilty. So I'm going to go back to people pleasing and then I'll feel taken advantage of. And then I will push people away and be a little volatile sometimes when I do that because I have all this pent up frustration and then feel guilty and then go back to people pleasing. So you can see how these things are just not the best cycles when we're kicking off relationships. And whenever we are people pleasing chronically, we're leaving ourselves to feel unseen. It's like if I'm just all about what you need and I never share who I am or what my needs are, then I'm abandoning myself in that process. And by dating you and connecting and attaching to you, but excluding myself from the process and who I am and what I need, I'm also going to be left in this disempowered relationship as time goes on. So, in this video specifically, I want to discuss how anxious preoccupieds and fearful avoidance can do a great job of having their needs understood and heard and expressed literally from day one of dating, but in a way where it's not this really intense, rigid way of expressing yourself, because it can push somebody away if on the first date you're like, I need you to call me every day. I need you to, there can be a lot there. The very first thing that you need to know is that you should express your needs from day one. Part of dating means vetting. Vetting means I need to see if you are going to meet my standards and make sure that you don't have any non negotiables on my list of things that are important to me, and vice versa. And it's really like us trying to assess one another in a healthy way, in a fun way, with some chemistry, some connection, and see if we are compatible. And when we're first learning somebody else, when we're first sitting with them, communicating with them, what we'll often see is APs and FAs alike will often easily fall into people pleasing mode. And this can be being too agreeable, saying yes when you mean no, just trying to connect with somebody on their needs, learn who they are, meet their needs, and really not take yourself into consideration or share what your perspectives are. And instead, we really want to come back to center and engage in that interdependent relationship where we are both vetting each other by expressing our needs. So, we're going to talk about how to do this. The very first thing is you can, in step one here, you can take what you need and you can express it as an opinion. Okay. It's a way of like hacking this in the dating stage of relationships. It's like instead of saying, I need certainty in the relationship from you and you need to call me every day, on date one, when you're like, oh, what's important to you when you're getting to know somebody, ask the person that you're on a date with and they say, oh, whatever they're going to say. And you turn around and say, oh, interesting. That's really interesting. For me, certainty is really important, or consistency or open communication or whatever it is that your needs are. So step one, know what you need, Step two, just change it into something where you're expressing it as a like or dislike or something that's important to you. And that allows you to start expressing your needs, but at a high level. And that also allows you to not be a people pleaser. You are showing that you have your own sense of self, your own individuality. And this is something that's actually quite appealing and attractive, especially to those with a more avoidant personality, because they're looking to see, do you have that strong sense of self so that I'm not going to get enmeshed, so that I am going to be able to see that you can be independent at times the way I will need to be. So this is really important. And so another follow-up question I get all the time in regards to this topic is, well, how often should I express needs? Like, how many needs should I express? Should I say them all at once? Like, how do I do this? And what I say is really important, and a really good sort of like rule of thumb to keep when dating is to try to express 2 or 3 needs per date in the form of opinions. Once you are in a relationship where it's like you're seeing each other all the time, you've decided you're exclusive, you're moving into the honeymoon stage of relationships, you've made some kind of commitment to actually focusing on each other romantically, then you can start saying, like, hey, look, I love all these things about our relationship and I need a little bit more of this from you. Like, you can be more direct as time goes on. But when we start expressing what we need from somebody too early, it can feel overwhelming or burdening to somebody else if we're still just getting to know them and if we're still just assessing if we even want to invest in one another. So, by taking your needs, shaping them into like an opinion, sharing 2 or 3 per date, and then being mindful that person gets to know you, they can show up or not. It also engages you in the vetting process more because then you can vet, hey, does somebody actually want to show up for my needs? And that should be a part of what you're looking to see when you're getting to know somebody. Because ideally, I'm looking to see, hey, are you going to show up for my needs? And I'm going to share what those needs are with you and see how you do, and vice versa. And we're really looking for compatibility through that lens. And then as we make a commitment into later stages of the relationship, that's when we can be more direct. We can share what we need more specifically. We can get really clear and express consistently and see those needs through. So I hope these were some really important points just for mastering the dating stage of relationships. I also have a full course on all of this stuff, like all the things we need to do when dating, that will really help us enjoy the dating experience, feel like we can thrive during the dating experience, and also not waste our own time, because I've seen countless dynamics where people are like, yeah, I kind of knew it probably wasn't the right person, but then I ended up spending 4 years with them. And now I'm realizing we have to break up. And I feel like I regret, wasting all that time. So of course we learn, we grow from our relationships. We always take lessons away. But when we are intentional, when we're clear, when we've got the proper tips and tools and strategies for how to go into dating consciously, we are way more likely to have success, to enjoy the experience, and to find the connections we're looking for that are really a match to what we're needing, and vice versa. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this answers a lot of dating questions. Again, you can check out that course for free, all about dating, using the link in the description box below. And please subscribe to this channel if you got a lot of value out of this video or other videos on here. I would really appreciate it. And thank you for being here.